It's no secret that we're living in a day and age in which science has become the religion of our increasingly secular culture. I believe in science has become the mantra of our day. Well, we Christians believe in it too, so high five, I guess? But because of this, atheistic and agnostic popularizers of science like Bill Nye and Neil Degrasse Tyson have become the high and lofty, robed, venerated clergy of our time. So when one of them attempts to answer a completely unscientific question about the meaning of life, we're justified in pressing their worldview to see if it makes sense of their statements. So can skeptics make sense of the meaning of life? A little boy named Jack asked Tyson the question, "What is the meaning of life?" And the crowd oohed and awed. However, what most of the crowd was painfully unaware of is that this is one of the questions that atheists and agnostics who know what they're talking about have a hard time answering. After talking about how cute the little guy was, Tyson went on to say,
I think people ask that question on the assumption that meaning is something you could look for, and then, I found it. Here's the meaning. Here's what it is. I've been looking for it. Okay? And it doesn't consider the possibility that maybe meaning in life is something that you create, you manufacture for yourself and for others. And so when I think of meaning in life, I ask, have I learned something today that I didn't know yesterday? Bringing me a little closer to knowing all that can be known in the universe. Just a little closer. However far away all the knowledge sits, I'm a little closer. If I live a day and I don't know a little more that day than the day before, I think I wasted that day. So the people who at the end of the school year say, this summer I don't have to think anymore. I'm thinking, what? To learn is to become closer to nature. And to learn how things work gives you power to influence events. Gives you power to help people who may need it. Power to help yourselves, to shape a trajectory. So when I think of what is the meaning of life, to me, that's not an eternal, unanswerable question. To me, that is in arm's reach of me every day.
Now, I'll grant that this answer is the one that is most consistent with an agnostic or atheistic worldview. Though Tyson never actually says this because it would not go over well with the audience and would definitely ruin a lovable moment, on atheism, there just is no meaning to life. There is no purpose. One day, all of humanity will be lost to some catastrophe or other, and the whole of human achievement will disintegrate under the ashes of a pointless universe. It's for this reason that the cute little kid was asking exactly the question I would have been asking of Neil Degrasse Tyson too. It's just that I would have pressed him a little bit on his answer. Because after all, if there is no God, then real meaning and purpose does not exist. For the reasons I already mentioned above, if there is no God, then you can't assign meaning or purpose because in this context, those words lose all relevance. In a certain sense, you can ask what the meaning of a sentence is, but ultimate meaning does not and cannot exist without God. In the absence of objective morality, value, solidarity, redemption, or a future, everything just becomes as much a pointless waste of time as watching daytime television. In fact, it's actually even more pointless than that. Tyson speaks of knowledge giving one a trajectory. But toward what? He says that it leads us to help others. But in the absence of God and morality, why is that a good thing? I'd merely be helping them to get along a little more adequately until they're ultimately annihilated. In the rest of the video, he goes on to explain what people should therefore do. But says who? In the absence of God, who's to say what I should or should not do? Without objective value and purpose, on what basis can he argue that one state of affairs is better or worse than another? Another problem with Tyson's statements is that even if you could have purpose and meaning without God, You could never assign it to yourself. In order to have intrinsic meaning or purpose that is real, a thing needs a designer, an inventor. A hammer, for example, does not decide to be a hammer. Rather, an inventor crafted neutral objects together and then declared the purpose of the new creation. It's a hammer. It's meant to put nails into boards. I consider myself to be a preacher, but in order for that purpose to be real, I also need an inventor. I needed someone to take some flesh and bones and put it together and determine that I would be a preacher of the gospel or a defender of the faith or a professor at a seminary or whatever it is that my inventor intended for me. I have a purpose for the same reason that the hammer has a purpose. Namely, I have a purposeful inventor. And if there is a God, he decides man's purpose. My daughter's favorite television show used to be one that involved colorful, animated, equestrian characters. Now, on one occasion, she said, "Daddy, I know what I want to be when I grow up." Enthusiastically, I waited to see what my godly young offspring would aspire to be. She finished, "I want to be a pink pony." Should I just follow the common suggestion in parenting to tell her, "Sweetheart, you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up, and if you just believe hard enough and work at it enough, you can be a pink pony"? Of course not. The ontology is all wrong. She can't actually be a pink pony. Moreover, there are a lot of things that she could technically be, but that my daughter's not going to be. For example, she will also neither work anywhere that is called the pink pony. Yet the same reason in a larger sense I will not tell my daughter that she can be whatever she wants when she grows up is the same reason I won't tell her that she can actually be a real pink pony. That isn't what she was created to be. The inventor did not intend that purpose for her. Any purpose the inventor did not intend is not meaningful. To live out a self-designated, made-up purpose is to deny reality. It's just meaningless. So what do I tell my daughters? Try to walk with God and determine what He wants you to become. Look for His purpose and meaning for your lives. After all, God is the inventor.